Here in this third video, we will focus on working with numbers and different math functions.
Hey and welcome here. I'm Torkild Brunsnes and this is Python Learning by Doing. I strongly believe that learning by doing, that's the way that works the best. It is for me, I can tell you. So try to follow these chapters here and do what I'm showing on the screen. Follow it on your own computer. And when you have gone through all the different chapters, I promise you, you will be an excellent programmer. Well, let's grab a cup of coffee and then let's just get going.
Okay, in this episode here, we will look a bit at numbers and how we can work with numbers and different math functions. I will still use the same file, the variable.py. So that's the same file I have opened again. I've just deleted all content. So we have a clean slate here to work from. So the very first thing we will try to do here is a bit like we did with the string variables. Just print a number. So we'll say print and then parentheses and let's say the number 2. Now I have a string not a string, I have a number here. And let's try to run this. And you see it returns the number 2. And you will notice that as this is not a string, a text string, it's a number. I don't have these citation marks here. These here that I had by a text string. When it's a number, you don't have those. So that's the first thing to note here. We can also use decimals. So I can say .135, just a random decimal number, and I can try to run that. And you can see it handles the decimals as well. I can also do some simple addition and say, 3 and then do the plus 5. And then let's try to run that. And you see we get the 8 down here. We can also do 3 and then say multiply with 5 plus 4. So now we have a parenthesis level in there. So we should say 5 plus 4, that's 9 times 3 should be 27. And we get 27 down here. We can also do 10. And then let's say divided by 3. And pay a bit attention to that one here. Here we get 3.333333. So that works as well. So we can do the basic math functions here. I think there might be a percentage here as well. Let's just try that. If we do that instead, 10% is 3. I think that should give a 1, because 10 divided by 3 is 3 times, and then there's 1 left. Yeah, that gives a 1. So if I say 10% is 3, it will give me the remaining after you have divided by 3. So there are different functions here you can do. We will now try to make a variable with a number in it. So we make a variable we call my, and then we will use the underscore and then number. And when you name a variable, you can't have an empty space. So if you have an empty space, you need to do an underscore in between. That's a general rule for syntax here. But we make a my number and we say equals, let's say 6. Then we can do the print. And note, we are doing basically the same as we were doing with the string variables. It's just this time a number. Why did that jump there? It needs to be there. Print my number. And we should now expect to get the variable called my number. We should get the value of that variable printed out if we run it. So let's try. And sure enough, we got the 6 down here. And we can try to change it to 8. And we should get 8. And sure enough, we do. Now we will try to work with absolute values. So let me try to go up here and change the 8 just to a -8. And then we can go in here and say print, and then we can say ABS for absolute, and we can say parentheses, and then I need one more here, so we have the same number to start and end. So print the absolute value of the variable my number. That's what we're asking here. So let's try to do it. And you can see down here we got 8. If I take minus 16, or minus 16 here, and run that, we get 16. So that's the absolute number. We can also do exponential functions, or what is called the power of. And if we try to do an example of that, we can say print, and we can say parentheses, and we say, and then we have to say power, and then we use another set of parentheses, and let's say 3, 2. So here we have print the power of 3 up in lifted up to 2. So that's 3 times 3. That should be 9. So let's try to run it. And we get 9. If we do 3 lifted to the power of 3, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So we should get 27. And we do. And we can do up to 10. Let's see, we should get a big number. And we do here. So that works. So we can also do something else here. We can find the largest or the smallest number in a series of numbers here. So we have a small series, 3, 10. So we can simply say print and then say max. And if we do that, we should get the biggest of these two values. Let's try to run it. And we do. That's 10. And we could do the same for the smallest number. We can type min. Print the minimum value of this series of numbers. And what if we have more numbers? So let's try to put 55 in here. And then we want to have the max value here. And you get 55. That is now the newest in that series of numbers. Rounding a number is pretty easy as well. So let's go in here and then we just say round. And then we need to change that a bit here to a decimal number. So 3.23. Oh, should just be round here. So now we asked to round this number, and let's see what happens. And we get 3, it rounds it down. If we go to 6 here, 3.63, we get 4. Now it rounds it up. We also have some more advanced math functions available, but they need to be imported before we can use them. And the way we do that, that is from math import. And then we simply say star everything. So this will import from math, and now we have some more advanced functions here. So now I can take like this here and say floor. So this is basically rounding down. So even though this here should be normally be rounded up, this floor function here will round down. So we should get a reply saying 3. And you see we do. And the same we have as ceiling. And it's simply called CEIL. And in that case, it should go up to 4. And another advanced function here could also be the square root. SQRT, I think it is. Let's take a simple figure. Let's say 81. Oh, I see too much. So that should give me the square root of 81. And it's 9. And we can say 144. And we should get 12. Sure we do.
That concludes this chapter of Python Learning by Doing. Make sure that you follow all the following chapters and go through the entire series. Also make sure to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons, because that would help me to keep creating programs like this. So thank you for doing that. And here after this there will be a link on the screen, and that will be to the next episode in this series of 26 videos. So take another cup of coffee and get ready for the next episode.